with that, I'd like to introduce to you our next speaker, Reza Solhi, who is an inspirational speaker and poet, and he goes deep with his text, and he's also funny, so I hope to see some of that today. He's born in Tehran, and but he's German, as you can see, I don't know, because he's here with us. And he's one who believes that you can use the power of poetry to really change and transform lives. So please welcome with me, Reza.
Hello, wonderful evening. My name is Reza, and I'm glad to be here tonight. And I just love Nigerian people, I gotta say it from the bottom of my heart, because this is applause from you guys. I met some of you before during my last workshop, and I help social entrepreneurs to bring their ideas to life to change our society through cool ideas.
Here, though. We also have Cameroonians.
Yes, I wanted to get to the next part. It's not only about Nigeria, but I started because I met some Nigerian friends tonight, which I know, and I love Africa from all of my heart. And I think that this was a very beautiful discussion. I would like to take 1 minute to tell you a story about that, because I feel there's lots of pain, obviously within us, and also in the room that you can feel, while all the love that we have around as well. And I believe, as you said, that poetry can really go deep and take that pain and transform it into love and bring some light into our world. And this is why I believe in the power of poetry. And I also, I had my experiences with discrimination as well, and I found many things on my way. First of all, that I started to appreciate my so-called German side as well while living abroad in America and in Australia and in France. So it's also a two-sided thing. And beyond that, I met an Aboriginal guy in Australia who really blew up my mind about the concept of nations and really got me that feeling that we are one world, and it's about the global citizenship and not about owning nature. And he told me that it's not about, we cannot own nature and draw a line and say, this land belongs to me, this is yours. And then he said something like, they came, most of you probably know the history of Australia, America, and it's similar in the different parts of the world. He said they came with their weapons, and they just took our nature and said it's ours, and still we don't understand their concept, because we are part of the nature. And if nature allows us, and if we are appreciated by nature, we can be part of it, but we cannot own it. So I wish with that with all the fruitful discussions about discrimination, that may we all have our pain turned into love one day and understand each other, that we are really one in our heart, and that we will have common understanding. This is from my heart the wish that I have for tonight. Thank you for listening to these heartful words that I had to just say. Also, because you pitched me as funny, so I have to come up with one story. I used to live, when I lived in America with one of my friends. His name is Marcus, and as they say in America, it's an African-American citizen. I don't care, he's just a cool brother from me, right? So we met up, and I found that in Germany it's a totally different discussion, where there it is much more sensitive than here. And I think it's cooler for me, because one day I asked him, because I just love listening to black music and R&B, that kind of thing, and I said, brother, what kind of music do you listen to? And then I said, do you listen to black music? And then he looked at me and said, what did you say? Did you just say black music? And I said, yes. He said, why would you call it black music? I said, because we call it like that in Germany. And then he said, what is it? And I said, R&B. How do you guys call it? And he said, R&B. So he got really pissed and said, wait, what is white music then? And then I said, house? That kind of stuff. So maybe our...
How is that true? House music is black music. Come to the presentation of my husband at Black History.
Beautiful. I will come to you. So I hope that music, because I have a music startup, will have no colors or multiple colors. I hope that it doesn't matter if it's black or white, and the music comes from our heart one day. And this is for the final wish, and now I'm getting to my poetry. And the poetry is called Ich mag dich. Excellent. Actually. Okay, so it's German, but I think one thing that I learned throughout poetry is that we just feel it, and it's about the feelings, and the language is secondary in that sense. Heilsame Gedichte. Was für eine Geschichte. Spürst du die Dichte, machst die Negativität zunichte. Indem du sie annimmst und transformierst. Deine Gefühle neu manövrierst. Deine Liebe von innen katapultierst. Aus deiner Herzensader heraus pulsierst. Innerlich erwärmst, statt ständig zu frieren. Schau an, der Künstler ist zurück, durch und durch verbunden mit dem Geschäftsmann. Welch ein Glück! Gehören sie doch zusammen und wirken gemeinsam viel stärker. Hält der Geschäftsmann den Künstler doch gern vom Ärger, so wie der Künstler ihm wiederum hilft, seiner Herzensstimme zu lauschen. So kann er seine innere Wahrheit nie mehr vertauschen mit dem, was von außen als scheinbarer Rat zu ihm kehrt. Das Leben hat ihn geprägt und ihn gelehrt, sagt, spürst du nicht, auch wenn dir jemand nichts Gutes will? So werd auch du wie der Künstler ganz still. Schau, was du eigentlich tief im Innern willst, bevor du sinnlos deine Zeit auf Erden killst. Wach mal auf, das Leben zieht weiter. Fokus kurz mal weg von der Illusion der Karriereleiter. Das wahre Sein in diesem Moment so vehement, so stark und doch wie ein sanftes Element, so zart. Wie die Blüten einer Rose so weich, kann dich hüten in einer neuen Pose, so reich, innerlich reich, ist ein wahrer Segen. Äußerlich reif sein, auch schön daneben, innerlich frei und unbeschwert, äußerlich rein und unbelehrt, rennst und öffnest, läufst und schließt, läufst und läufst, damit du siehst, es ist Zeit zum Öffnen und nicht mehr zu fliehen. Es gibt nur noch Erfahrung und nichts zu verlieren. Feierlich reich ist ein wahrer Segen. Äußerlich reif sein, auch schön daneben, innerlich frei und unbeschwert, äußerlich rein und unbelehrt, rennst und öffnest, läufst und schließt, läufst und läufst, damit du siehst, es ist Zeit zum Öffnen und nicht mehr zu fliehen. Es gibt nur noch Erfahrung und nichts zu verlieren. Frei, frei und in meiner eigenen Energie, raus aus allen fremden Kraftfeldern, in meine Herzensfantasie. Beflügelt von der inneren Melodie, beseelt und geerdet, ohne Melancholie. Die Seele hat das Tor längst weit aufgemacht, das innere Kind hat vor Heiterkeit pausenlos gelacht. Was hat die Kraft der Liebe mit mir gemacht? Vom Philosophenweg katapultiert in ein Paralleluniversum. Von der lauten Revolution wurde er plötzlich leise und still. Sammelt die innere Kraft und die der Freude, will nicht mehr nur eine Sekunde seines Lebens vergeuden, sitzt stattdessen mit den richtigen Leuten, um das Richtige zu tun, tut es für den Schöpfer und nicht bloß für den Ruhm, möchte eines Tages in Frieden ruhen, doch heute nicht. Heute verewigt er sich in diesem Gedicht, zwischen den Worten das wortlose Licht, zwischen den Buchstaben ein einziger Blick. Des Auges, das wahrhaftig sieht, welches versteht, dass es keinen Unterschied zwischen uns gibt. Schau an, wie kollektive Liebe uns umgibt, wie das Gute immer wieder siegt. So begegne ich dir im Stillen und du kannst es fühlen. Die Frequenz wir alle am Spüren. Der Schöpfer abermals mein Herz am Führen. Die unbrauchbare Restenergie am Abführen. Neutralisiert wache ich neben dir auf, sage dir, dass ich dich mag und du mir auch. Neutralisiert wache ich neben dir auf, sage dir, dass ich dich mag und du mir auch. Vielen Dank.
Danke, Reza Solhi. If you could say a minute to give, if you would have any question about Reza or his poems, or maybe inspirational poetry in general, because that was a word I kind of like, had some difficulty finding a hook with. Sounds interesting. So, do you have any question? All right, and maybe I'll just ask you one if you give me 1 minute.
Sure.
So, you're a motivational speaker, and how does it feel like going in with motivational poetry in a generation, kind of the Instagram generation, where we actually just like motivational quotes? So just something short to put on your WhatsApp. How is it, getting to people, and what's the kind of response you get for your work?
Thanks, that's a great question indeed. So we had a discussion with Che about that as well, because he said that poetry is sort of a very, so in my words I put it, it's like a royal kind of deep, special type of art, whereas hip-hop has lots of prejudices. But if we, for example, look at hip-hop, this is what most of the youth that we work with listen to. The elements of hip-hop are peace, love, unity, and respect, where it really comes from. It was like, and also safely having fun for those who know it. But that's what we take as our element in our work. And we try to tell the kids that it's not about having a fancy car, and there's like 13-year-old people in our courses who say, I want to drive a Mercedes, and I say, you don't have a driver license even. So tell me about your pain, tell me about what you're going through, and transform that pain into love, so you really can send out your message to other people and inspire them. So the inspiration comes when you get over the pain. So it's in hip-hop they say, overcome the negativity with positivity, in terms of mindset. And if you look at the roots of the word rap, for instance, so rap is nothing else than rhythm and poetry. So it's just basically poetry put on a certain type of rhythm, which in hip-hop, most of the people can better explain it than me if you are in the hip-hop. I'm not a typical hip-hop artist, so I'm more like a poetry artist. However, I don't make a difference, because it's really about the message and about the pain that I can connect with the youth, by telling them my own story, for instance, or by just empowering them to tell their story. And in the end, they put it on a beat or a spoken word instrumental, and then they can tell their story. So this is basically how we do it. And the inspiration is just, I try to center myself and say an inner prayer, and I want to be used as inspirational a human being, as we all are, because I think everyone in this room, and not in this room, in every room, is an artist, and the challenge is to stay an artist. And I don't know who, maybe you know who had that quote. I think Picasso, maybe something, but I don't want to be wrong on that one. Some great artist said, the challenge is to stay an artist when you grow up. And my wish for every child, and it doesn't matter where they come from, how long they are in Germany, if they are disabled or not, they connect through the power of music, and then they set their inner creativity free and tell their unique story to inspire the world. So this is basically.
Thank you very much for that insight. Thank you for coming here. Well, I think it's definitely an interesting thought.